Okay, microphone's not connected, but we're here on location for, I guess this is this Wise Serpent Underground, or is this Wise Serpent Dream? Is this Wise Serpent Ministries? What is this? This is Wise Serpent. I guess this is just not dissimilar to the idea of the daily serpent / weekly serpent, monthly serpent, annual serpent. The idea of dropping in and just speaking a word in this now moment, without any fancy edits, without anything really going on, just speaking from my heart. Authentic expression right here, right now. My intention here is to speak from that space and that place, and be transparent about my intention with Wise Serpent, maybe give a little bit of context about where Wise Serpent has come from, perhaps, if that comes up, where Wise Serpent is going, what Grace Linehunter, myself, is doing, what I'm doing, what I'm working on, what I'm looking at. But really, I feel shedding light, no pun intended, with Wise Serpent, shedding light on my intention with freedom and how to ground freedom out. My stance on that, and not shying away from my tradition of the teachings of Jesus Christ and my unique expression in that, which may differ from what you've heard elsewhere, but I have unique experience in this walk of grounding out the teachings. And we all have a unique perspective on this, and the great teacher, the creator, is in all things, and I think that's probably what we'll touch on as well, as we always do, tend to. But yeah, I'll get set up, put the microphone on. I think we'll set it up over here, and this will be part of my public facing. I mean, I've obviously put out content before, but more recently, I have kind of delisted probably 80 plus videos on the Wise Serpent channel, starting afresh with a new style guide. But I might, it's not a bad thing to have those past videos there. I might make them public again, so there's some context and some documentation of what we've done in the past and where we're going in the future. But it felt like a clean slate. Same with the Art of Rebirth. I did a short, mobile videography series, pretty art house series on that, and that is no longer public, but I may not put that out there again. But the new Art of Rebirth channel is there, new Jesus channel is there, Jesus being my artist, my singer-songwriter, music artist, stage name, if you will, JEZOZ. I've got a channel for the music, I've got a channel for the art, and this is the channel for wisdom. And so wisdom is big picture, wisdom is principles. I do speak to the personal branding space, and how you put yourself out there. You could call it personal branding, or really personal expression, personal creation, and wisdom in communication. I'm still learning, I'm still growing as this story unfolds, but I've also arrived at my destination. Ooh, shalom. It's a lot of glory. I did not expect to, I know you could probably hear the buzzing, but I did not expect the bees to be out forthright. So shalom, and angelic activity. sometimes it's not a bad thing to be caught by surprise, but also, wow, they're really here, and they're really dancing in the skies around here. I could hear them the whole time. I just don't know where their hive is, but it's very close. Really interesting. But I can see them moving in waves here. It's springtime right now, so they're collecting their pollen around the place. And killer bees. Nah, just joking. Yeah. Well, I might have a look around, see. I don't want to disturb their flow either, so I might have a wander and see if this is the best place to set up, because you know, want to be in harmony with everything that's happening. But also they're in harmony with us as well, so it's a good moment in time to ground out that freedom. Free to, free not to. And the wisdom that comes through that expression, you know. But yeah, the fields are full of these flowers, and so they're all out and about. And I can hear them buzzing the whole time. I just can't identify exactly where their hive is at this point, but I can see them buzzing in bunches, and that they did come around my shoulder before, all at once, or at least it seemed like that, and it kind of startled me for a moment. Just don't want to find myself standing right in the middle of a hive without realizing, but I guess that's unlikely. But yeah, that's my intention, is to share freedom, share my intention. My intention is to share my intention, and maybe share some principles of freedom that I'm living by, that I gained from the teachings of the Guru Yeshua, aka Jesus Christ, superstar. I don't consider myself religious, on one hand. On the other hand, sorry to use colourful language, but I consider myself as religious as fuck. So I'm living in the extremes of that, and I don't use colourful language to offend, rather to expand and to integrate. I don't believe in cursed words. If you do, that's cool. You're a powerful being. I want you to live your best version, as the Creator does me. The reason I integrate those kind of words in my ministry, in the ministry the Lord's given me, that's what I'm led to do, because I feel like it's a very foundational teaching of freedom, the freedom of speech. And let everyone be led by their own conscience, according to what is good and true and righteous living for them. But you're not under law, you're under grace. So be free, free your tongue, integrate vocabulary and expression, because in this time and space things might be more taboo. In other cultures, other sounds, vocabulary, they're not even considered taboo at all. I don't see myself stuck in time and space. In this current year is 2025. I don't necessarily live. I'm aware of the times, but I don't live from this time. I don't get my reference point from this time. I manifest, I express through time and space in this time from a different realm. The realm of the heart, the realm of eternity. And so I reach people with a spiritual message that, with a unique vocabulary perhaps that the mainstream church just would never. And I'm not against the church at all. I go to church, and I'm being prepared to start an art church, a spiritual art church. That'll be in Melbourne, but in the foundation and some expressions of that going on in Adelaide, which is where I'm from, here in South Australia. And will bridge between Adelaide and Melbourne is what I see. And I'm building this out of literally my dreams, like literal dreams that I've had about this church and what this expression is going to be. I haven't seen it exist yet in this earth, so it's a unique expression. It's a new expression, one based in freedom, and I'll be speaking on this in this video. I don't know whether I'll share this. Perhaps I could see this as a bit of a warm-up of what I'm going to be doing, sitting over there and back there on a chair and just letting it flow. I'll get mic'd up and get ready to go. I don't know if this is the space. If the bees are happy to have me around here, I'm happy for them to be around, so I don't want to muck up their flow. So yeah, but yeah, church is certainly not a building made by human hands. The Creator lives in everyone, and I'm really tapped into a spiritual identity which is inclusive of every single person. I'm not waiting for you to say a sinner's prayer or join my cult or join my culture or join my movement at all. I don't need anything from anybody. Everything's a gift, and what I'm speaking out is that the Creator loves you and the Creator lives in you, and you are living proof that the Creator exists. When I met the Father in the spiritual realms, and the Father, the Creator, the source can manifest in all forms, but in this particular expression, in this dream, he manifested himself to me openly in this spiritual realm as the great artist, and there was a wheat field in front of us, and he said, look out into the wheat field. Can you count the wheat? I said, no, it's innumerous. And he was seated down and he stood up and he picked up the wheat, some from this field, and he said, he said, let me back up a sec. He said, the wheat that you see here are the souls of mankind. And he picked them up, handed them to me, and as I handled it, I started going to the Technicolor realm of spirit, this tunnel of Technicolor. He says, I paint with the souls of mankind. That's what he said. The Creator, the Father, manifesting as the great artist, said to me, I paint with the souls of mankind. And I think that's amazing to see our lives as a living, breathing art piece, and creation as a great living painting. And you're co-creating it. You're part of it. You're part of the brushstrokes of this human experience, of this spiritual experience, this multidimensional experience. You are part of it. You are here. You exist, and you will always exist. And so I'm here to tell you that the Creator loves you, and you are made in the image of Creator, therefore you are creative, and whatever field or passion or interest you're into, that includes that. So I'm going to leave it there. You might say this is an introduction to the art of rebirth, perhaps, the beauty of transformation. You'll be seeing those short films pop up over time, and the plan is to travel with that and interview different spiritual artists from different traditions and cultures along the way, sharing the beauty of transformation and in a very diverse way. And we'll have the Conversations of Grace as well, the Art of Rebirth Conversations with Grace. You could call it the Art of Rebirth podcast if you want. That's all happening, and Spirit Art Church as well as a community will be established here in Adelaide, but I really saw the home for that being in the art capital of Australia, which is Melbourne, and that's what I saw in the dream. I saw an art church in Melbourne with the youth focus, of course. We're involved in youth suicide awareness, prevention and outreach, So all of that. Looking forward to building that dream out, and like I said, I'm literally getting downloads and dreams and building it out from there. And it's a get to, not a have to. I'm not here to really fulfill a life mission. I feel like I've already done that. Coming into the awareness of the great I am was the life mission, and it cost me everything. Cost me my name, cost me my reputation, cost me everything I thought was real. And so a full ego death and then resurrection is my experience. That's doesn't make me unique. That's for everyone. You will go through that at some point. And so as you enjoy exploring your theme, your life theme, through the colors of the Creator in your unique fingerprint, your unique painting style and story and theme and character that you are in the great I am, being the formless one coming into form here through time and space, you are unique. You are a unique expression of Creator and living proof that God exists. And my Bible says that God is love, not some super being that's an individual in the sky. Even Jesus said, "Why do you call me good? The Father alone is good." The Father is the great seed of humanity, the great seed of your DNA, the source of creation, living and speaking and breathing and living and having its being, his being through you, masculine, and in the masculine you'll find the feminine, and in the feminine you'll find the masculine. So it's an all-inclusive glory, trans-dimensional glory, Holy Spirit glory. You can use different vocabulary for it, but really only life experience will teach, as Abraham Hicks has already told you. So we're not against any teacher or tradition. We're here for truth. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, whatever vessel is speaking. The originator of that vessel comes from the Father, and you will know them by their fruit. Love, joy, peace. Be free. Be free and enjoy your unique expression. I'm Grace Loniter. Welcome to the Art of Rebirth. Welcome to Wise Serpent. Music, art, wisdom, wise, Christ, magic, peace, shalom, world peace, that is. Music, art, wisdom. Stay wise. Just going to record a little here and just see how that flows, how that translates. I haven't got the mic on yet. Put that on there. See how that goes. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The intention with Wise Serpent, and what we're doing in general, while we're doing it, etc. So I'm going to go check this footage, see if it works, and we'll go from there. A bit of a sound check. Something like that. Something like that. I like it. Shalom. We could put it up like this. That's the other alternative. We do have a tripod, so there is that. Looks interesting. I mean, usually you use the rule by thirds, but I'm trying to go right down the middle, because why not? I think rules are there to be broken. Well, that's really the main rule, is the law of liberty. How could you have expansion if you were stuck in a box? We're not stuck in a box. Unless we want to be stuck in a box. Then we are stuck in the box. Okay. I actually can't play this very well. I was just mucking around with it. I got this from a second-hand store and I'm actually loving it. Little wooden flute, a lot of fun. I'm a little bit sloppy with it. It is literally sloppy. I mean, this thing could get, it could get you through some times, I reckon. Bit of sound. You've not been given a spirit of fear, but of love. And a sound mind, as it is written. Now, I haven't done this cymbal dead center, but you'll get the idea. Just like this camera setup, it's kind of central, but it's probably off to the side. It's not perfect, but it is perfect. That's what makes it perfect. Perfect means whole. You might have heard different, but my definition of it, and when you look it up, one of the literal definitions of perfect is wholeness, complete picture. So, I'm just doing a little scribble here. You might recognize the symbol, for it is the symbol we use for wise serpent. And we did it off to the side, but which meant that it gave me some room to kind of put another symbol next to it. And perhaps, there we go. If I was just to do it as central as I could, it would, however, be a little bit different, but it would stand alone, so I'm not against that at all. I don't know if you can see this. That is the wise serpent symbol. We've got the frequency, the sound, the word in the beginning, and we've got the heavens and the earth, all in this formless void, all just waiting to happen. The potential of all things. And when you go to sleep at night, you kind of go into that space. This is the vibration. This is the source word. This is the logos, and this is the rhema. This is the sound. So that is that. Of course, the one we just did, which I did off to the side, which lent itself to some other symbols next to it, is just that. And of course all these are up for interpretation, but it's you who are adding meaning to this, to your life and everything you see. May you take responsibility for everything you see. Whatever the eye hooks into multiplies. Shalom. Of course, one of my favorite pictures is this. One of my favorite places when I read the Holy Scriptures is here. The space in between the words and the pages in between. For a new heavens and a new earth, a new mindset and a new body life must produce a blank canvas in you. And from there, have fun creating every day. You were made in the image of Creator. So I just spent about 10 minutes or so getting set up, and I had some footage, some extended content, which may or may not be on the YouTube. If it is, then you saw it. If not, then it's at the underground content. Best, what do we say? Riffs, rants, and some of the best goddamn underground content this side of the web at wiseserpentunderground.com, or go directly to wiseserpentmagazine.com, which is the magazine called Wise Serpent Underground. So Wise Serpent Underground is where we put our underground exclusive content. It's just starting off. So, 10 years down the track, there's a documentation, and there's, you got to start at zero, right? And we're not exactly starting at zero here and now. We've been building up to this point for a while. And those of you that have been on a journey with me, do not despise humble beginnings. It is written. So my intention with this video, and I shared it in the previous part, if you've seen that. If not, then do head to wiseserpentunderground.com. It'll redirect to wiseserpentmagazine.com, so you might as well just punch in wiseserpentmagazine.com. It'll take you there. And I might make a full-bodied post of this. But I just felt the glory on coming out here and creating a video for the Wise Serpent stream. Music, art, wisdom, right? So my intention was to share my intention with this work as a spiritual artist, and of course we're all spiritual artists, whether we identify as such or not. Made in the image of Creator, and you are creative, and you have that Creator DNA in you. And so my message is pretty simple. You're free to, you're free not to. Everything is available to you. Not everything is beneficial to you. So in your freedom comes great responsibility, and with great responsibility, great freedom. I'm not more spiritual than anyone else. I'm not more anything than anyone else, because we're all unique. We are all that. We are all expressions of the great I am. No one has your unique fingerprint, no one has mine, therefore we are the same in a sense, but also completely unique. And you may have discovered this already in life, that life is paradoxical. Life is a paradox. Life is a double-edged sword and two sides of the coin, and the kingdom of heaven is like staying right on the edge, sitting right on the edge of this coin that is continually flipping. this way and that way, or the sword that goes this way and that way, and it's in your now moment where revelation will serve you. If you live by the law, you'll be this way or that way, and it'll be very black and white. For those in the Spirit, it'll be like Jesus said, you'll be like the wind. You hear its sound, it's going this way, it's going that way, you don't know where it's going next. So it is for anyone born of the Spirit. You must be born again. Being born again means going from your earthly identification to your angelic or heavenly identification. And if you don't have a reference point for that, it doesn't mean it is meaningless. It just means you don't have a reference point for it. However, your earthly attachments or earthly ideas, earthly familiarities become a container for the things that are spiritual. And the things that are spiritual, I mean, the word says it pretty simply. The fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, are the main ingredients, and you can go on from there. Good stuff. Good stuff flowing from your innermost being, and knowing who you are in that spiritual nature, the spiritual nature that cannot die, the energy that transfers, that is never destroyed, that movement in being, and that movement in stillness, doing nothing and still doing something. And when you would be still and know that I am, when you are still in your body life and you can rest the attachments of the earthly, put them on hold. You can pick them up afterwards, and you just settle into pure being and breath. There is a technology, if you will, or a biological manifestation of supremeness and deliciousness that will come from the stillness and the breath. The breath and the Spirit are one. It is written. There's no separation between your natural breath and the supernatural realm. In fact, you are living proof that heaven exists and that God exists. God is love, it is written, and you are living proof of this. You don't have to accept what I have to say, but namaste, Christ in you, have a nice day. Shalom. So just out here enjoying nature in the sun, in the SUN and the SON. But my intention was to share my intention with the work of Wise Serpent is to create channeled artistic content that throws the mind and feeds the spirit. I suggest you eat the meat, spit out the bones. Not everything's going to be for you at this time. Just eat the meat, spit out the bones. You've probably heard that before. We're not even necessarily bringing a new message. It's probably the same old story, just in a different way. It's the hero's journey, mapped out, scripted out with a new character and maybe some unique vocabulary. Vodka, Godka, Jehovah Wana, yellow banana. You can have fun with it, and if your intention is pure, it's going to be a pure delivery. I know there's a message out there saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I don't really believe that. Although you can get stuff wrong, and bad stuff can happen, unwanted can happen, despite your good intentions, that's because this is a co-creation. You can't control everyone else's reactions and everything like that. Not everything goes according to your plan, but there is a divine plan. And when we sit in stillness, we start tapping into that plan. So I guess I wanted to share the principles of freedom that Wise Serpent is built upon. And you saw the symbol and the logo, the symbol, the mark. It's simple, but it's heaven on earth. It's creation. It's creating from nothing, abracadabra. And abracadabra literally means I create that which I speak in Aramaic. So what a beautiful word. And this is why, at gracelionhood.com.au, the national site for my Australian personal brand site. I do say I'm a magician, you know, because of that. But my message as a magician is that you are all magicians. You create that which you speak. The greatest magic trick ever. And every night you disappear, you go to the womb and you come back born again. And you do this again and again and again. And in the day, daydreaming and coming back again and again and again, going in and going out. The kingdom is within you, the Messiah said, and the kingdom is at hand, everything you point to. So, yes, I love the teachings of Yeshua. But he said you're going to do greater works. I'm not stuck in one spot. He said, why do you call me good? Which I love. Why do you call me good? Why do you call me good? It's the Father alone who is good. The Father and I are one. So don't identify with your good nature on the outside. Identify with the Creator within, and it's the same Creator within Tintin. It's the same Creator within even Bin Laden, and these anti-hero, these antichrists, these enemies of the world, of the free world, these villains. Christ is in the villain. They might not be in accordance and living in accordance with their conscience or with their light. They might have learnt something fearful and are responding in such a way that is controlling, manipulative, and not that freeing. Not for everyone. Maybe free for their cult, their culture, but not free for everyone. We want to avoid that. I want to avoid that. I want freedom, world peace. That's what I want. That's what I live in. World peace starts with you. World peace starts with me. The kingdom is within. You can have peace within yourself despite the turbulence around you. You can have peace in the airplane. Captain Jesus is flying this. You can co-captain even. You can come into the cockpit. You can have authority. You can even sit in the driver's seat. You can be driving. You can be flying this aircraft, this story, this vehicle through time and space, from the heavens through the earth. What a great privilege. What a great gift. However, if we are caught up with ideas and fears about the turbulence or about the things outside the vehicle, things can be tough. You're so free you can choose bondage, it has been said. If you are in a container of a story that is a good story, then you can hold your mind and hold your peace despite anything that's happening, because you have a context for every hiccup that happens, and you're not so reactive. You're healthily attached, healthily unattached, which is really what people mean in the spiritual community when they say you must be unattached. They mean you can't be so trigger happy, so reactive to the things that happen around you. But it doesn't mean you should be completely unattached. You might as well just be dead. You must be healthily, therefore, attached, healthily unattached. Shalom. So, I was born in South Australia. I'm here right now. My vision is to plant an art church in Melbourne. We might have some versions of that in Adelaide while I'm here. And I guess we did have some versions of that in 2022, but I'm literally building Wise Serpent, and my intention with this video, of course, is to share my intention with Wise Serpent. So My intention is to create channeled artistic content that throws the mind and feeds the spirit, to empower other people with creativity, to speak life into people, to speak freedom into people, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of action. How do you govern that? Well, only through the conscience, only through a love which says I respect and love you and your space just as much as my own. That's how freedom can work together in harmony. I'm not the first one to say this, and Jesus said you fulfill the law. Yeshua, the great guru, the great master, the Son of God, the Son of Source, the Son of Love, the divine masculine, and we see the divine feminine in the Lord as well, which is wisdom and love. For he has made wisdom unto us, it is written. There's a lot of freedom, and there's a lot of grace to move with freedom. But he said it. This fulfills the law. How do we fulfill the law? You must believe in the one whom was sent to do the mighty works, it is written. How do we do the mighty works? Believe in the one whom was sent. There is one in you that is sent. The one who came on the outside, Yeshua, he was pointing to your inside. The religious order didn't like that because they were external. With the law, he brought the external law internally. Fulfilled the law perfectly. Didn't come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. You should do the same thing. To reconcile everything in your culture to a higher standard. Not by fighting against, but through integration in a new context, a broader context. That is what Spirit does. That is restoration. That is reconciliation. That is the ministry that I bring. And I wouldn't even call it religious. I'd call it reality. I'd call it freedom. I'll call it being. You can use whatever terms you want. How do we do the works? Believe. How do we fulfill the law? Well, love. Love fulfills the law. Perfect love casts out all fear, and loving the Creator and loving yourself as the Creator, you're included in life. I'm the way, the truth, the life. To love life is to love the Creator and the Spirit of life, and you're included in that. And then love your neighbor, love the one who is next to you, whether it's a neighboring culture, a neighboring person literally in their house next to you, or a car next to you, or walking past in the supermarket, in the marketplace, or sitting in a pew around you in a gathering. It is all your neighbor, a neighboring country, a neighboring perspective, and the kingdom is within you, so neighboring expressions within yourself, reflections and aspects of consciousness you see in yourself. Dreams, visions, fictional characters even have a life of their own in you. They take up mental real estate, and so you must have reconciliation with the villains in your life. For the great teacher said, love your enemies, do good to those who curse you. So there is no violence in you, just world peace. So my intention with Wise Serpent is to spread world peace. Freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, governed by love. Freedom governed by love, which is creative, which is inclusive, which is harmonic, which is not threatened, which is not fighting against, which stands strong in the truth that it is convicted on, however, doesn't need to put down to shame others. Rather, speaks life into chaos. If there is chaos, you speak life and order and divine government into chaos. But if you see life as a painting, you can see that the palette is there and it's a mess and you're just going for it. And even the painting itself can become a mess in the process. Giving birth is messy. The new birth can be messy, but it is beautiful. The child is beautiful. And there is a child in you. There is always a new nature in you. There is one in you who is perfect, who is complete, who co-labors with you, who goes through dark places and dark valleys with you. When you are sad, there is one in you holding you, giving space for you, walking through the darkness with you. When you are elated, when you are in the mountain peak, there is one in you and around you that holds you and shares in that moment of victory with you and that clarity with you. However, when you are at the base of the mountain, don't discount the base of the mountain, for you wouldn't have a peak without the journey to it. You must appreciate the valley. They will be filled with milk. New life, nourishment, rivers of glory, alignment. This gift is for you. Everything is a gift for you. You don't need to fight against anyone or anything. If you've got a bone to pick, that will get a little bit prickly for you. If you want to fight, you can get it. You are co-creating your life. You must take responsibility of your part. You fight that which you empower. Rather, you empower that which you fight. Rather, or both. I mean, that is it, isn't it? In this freedom, there is paradox. In this sphere of freedom, there is paradox. One religion or one culture will say, this is the law. Another one would say, this is the law. But it's in your now reality which you can take from wisdom the principles of life and apply either this one or that one, not knowing even what your right hand or your left hand is doing, in perfect alignment, in perfect flow. That is the law of life, and it fulfills the law perfectly. And so for one season or for one moment, one law may apply, but it's not really a law. You are under no law but the law of liberty. That is the foundation of the ministry of arts that I'm involved with. Why Serpent? Just being a vehicle for that ministry, and a fun one at that. And looking forward to seeing other spiritual artists wanting to get involved, and looking forward to more conversations with Grace, looking forward to the Art of Rebirth podcasts, looking forward to more short films in the Art of Rebirth, looking forward to more music at the Jesus channel. If you don't know, that's my artist name that I go by with my musical expression, Jesus, J-U-Z-O-Z, J-E-Z-O-Z, and having a bit of fun with that. Jesus the Wizard. Shalom. So, having fun as a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, and just having fun with music, art, and wisdom. But there's an intentional message behind it, a message of freedom, a message of inclusion, a message of freedom, fun, and family. I had a dream once, and I went into a hellish place, and there were cages, there were prison cells, and they're actually all open and emptied except for this one in the corner. And this might have been my child that was trapped within myself, within my own soul. It may have been another. However, I think this story is relevant because it came up, at least to one person out there. So I will share it. I saw in this place, it wasn't a pleasant environment, and I saw TVs facing the wall. I saw drum kits just out of reach. I saw that it wasn't fun, freedom, family. It was isolation. It was fear. It was intimidation. And when I walked towards this corner cell, I see it open as well, but it wasn't empty. There was a young child in there. He looked up at me in fear. He said, "Are you?" I want to get these words right. I know the punchline, but the actual words. Are you the executioner? That's what he asked me. Are you the executioner? I said no. And this is in a period where I was experiencing the angel Gabriel in my life. Coming through time and space, I could see the patterns of this angelic being in my life. This was this season. I remember this in the spiritual realms, in this prison setting. This child asked me, and the prison doors were all open. It was all empty. There was just one person left. And are you the executioner? I said, no, son. I'm the deliverer. I'm the deliverer. The two witnesses, deliverance and repentance. Repentance and deliverance. Elijah and Moses. Repentance and deliverance. I'm not the executioner. I'm the deliverer. There is one in you that is like a Pharaoh. There is one in you, in a negative sense, in the old biblical account, a control freak, not wanting to give up, not wanting to let up control to the Creator, taking the place of the Creator, the ego, strong ego, hardened of heart and mind, the villain. There is a Pharaoh in all of us, and there is a Moses in all of us. There is a deliverer of the inner child, the inner freedom. And I guess I will share this. I shared this in the first piece, so if you're just seeing this for the first time, this dream of the Creator manifesting as the artist is a real foundational piece for my vision of having an art church planted in Melbourne. And excited for that journey, excited for all that we're doing in the youth suicide prevention space as well, with my personal journey in that. If you don't know about that, go to, you could probably find your way to that if you just Googled my name or search my name, Grace Lon Hunter, or go to the37club.com.au with the number, the37club.com.au, or she was just 14 with the number, not the words, the number, she was just 14.com. Go there, and that'll tell you more about the youth suicide prevention stuff. I guess you could say, in a way, it's Australia's version of To Write Love on Our Arm. It's that kind of vibe, and we're in the entertainment space, so you can certainly get involved with that as well. We're looking for partners, we're looking for sponsors, we're looking for people to get involved in the ministry team, in the dream team, and practical stuff, and looking for mentors as well for youth. So music, art, wisdom, manifesting practically in that sense, but also speaking to the heavenly things which are great. Like, I didn't have a reference point for a lot of the heavenly language. Even though I grew up in church for decades, I never had a reference point for the heavenlies, because it was outward based, performance based. A little bit of truth, but a whole bunch of human good behavior and works, and not a lot of revelation direct from source. Hence, not a lot of freedom. But I had a great upbringing. I'm not downplaying that. I had a great upbringing in the church. It was inclusive. I felt safe. There was a place for me to go and play. I played music. I played drums in the music team. I was involved, and it was family oriented. It was good, but it fell short of this revelation I have today. In my experience, it fell short of that all-inclusive Christ nature that I see in every single culture. Even atheism, I see Christ shining bright in the unbeliever of love. They would say, I don't believe, I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in love. Believe in love. If you believe in love, you believe in God. According to my definition of God, what's yours? I'm all about including all my vocabulary, all my words, so they are living and active in me, my DNA strong, my expression strong. I can jam with anyone. I don't have to shy away from words. I don't have to run away from words. I like to include traditions and cultures and themes, and that is the path that the Christ had led me on to restore all things in my life. Behold, I make all things new, the Christ said. Well, you can't make all things new without exactly doing that, which is to make all things new. It's getting a bit sunny here. It's been sunny the whole time, beautiful, but even stronger. There's a bird of paradise over there, just sitting there. We had the birds and the bees literally coming swarming around today. The bees have kind of settled down, and they were passing through before. Gave me a bit of a startle over there earlier when I was setting up. I could hear them buzzing. I couldn't identify exactly where the hive was, but they were kind of swarming around in little bunches, you know, these worker bees. You know, great stuff. There's work to be done on the earth, but let me tell you the truth. In your spirit nature, you are like the queen bee, the queen being, and the vibe creates such a atmosphere for the rest of the hive. And the king and the queen get more done than all the busybodies on earth anyhow. If you speak a word from authority, there is cause and effect. And it might take decades for it to come to pass, even centuries. But if you speak from source, it doesn't return void. As it is written, my word does not return void. Abracadabra, I create that which I speak. You have this nature. Enjoy it. Book of Wisdom, King Solomon wrote in this Book of Wisdom, Proverbs, life and death are found on the tongue. You eat the fruit thereof. So choose your words wisely, and not just so much the words, it's the person behind the words. It's the spiritual drink, the energy, the intention of the words. Out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. You could have the right language, but you could be worlds away in connection and harmony of what you're attempting to express. Could be completely divorced of that. There's redemption of that. You can get in to that. I mean, I remember writing in my journal, I love God, I love Jesus. There was no connection there emotionally for me at all. It was flat. There was blockages within me, religious ideas, blockages, and my experience told me that I was far from God and blah, blah, blah. My intention was, I love God. My vocabulary was that, but I didn't have the experience of it until they were cleared. But it's better to say something by faith, and faith will bridge you there to the experience. And the word is like a hammer to a rock. So if you've got blockages, a stony heart, then do speak the word. I'm not saying don't speak the word. Words are powerful, and they can break down years and even generations of habits and tendencies to the level of DNA. These are spiritual principles, whether you believe in Messiah or not. It doesn't matter. It will work for you. The word works. You can create light and dark. You can paint with words. You can create a reality where sickness flees from you. You're not subject to the mere natural principles of the realm on the outside. You have a lot of energy in you coming from you from within. You have a whole kingdom within. You have a lot of leverage within. Enjoy. Co-create with Source. Go anywhere you please. Do anything you want with your freedom. Free to move, free to be, free to express, free to think, free to use colourful language even. You're not under law, you're under grace. What time period are you living in according to the rights and the wrongs of this earth realm, according to now 2025, the knowledge of good and evil, of what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, taste not, touch not, like Paul said. No, it's not about that. It's about freedom. This is about the spirit of liberty and living according to your conscience so that you say the right thing at the right time to the right person. And you be in order, in divine order, rather than being out of order and chaos and saying the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time. Getting yourself in trouble. Been there, done that. But that's my message. Freedom. The Creator loves you. The Creator lives in you. You're living proof that the Creator exists to me. I see you as if in a mirror. I see Christ in you. I love you. I'm in love with life. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with me. Not in a, I'm better than anyone else. I love myself. I don't care. I don't need to be doing this. This is get to, not a have to. I feel like this message, even if it was for one, it's worth it. And even for this one, for the expression of it, for the freedom of it, I'm getting washed in the waters of the Word as I speak. This vessel is getting washed. The Word is like a sword and it cuts through me before it cuts to you, and it's like a scalpel that cuts to heal. So if you feel that challenge or that sword, that's fine. You don't have to agree with everything I say. I probably wouldn't agree with everything you had to say. But if we can agree on love, if we can agree that you're beautiful, that you have beautiful creative ability, I don't care if you're deaf, mute, whatever. If you are, Helen Keller, hello. Don't need to say any more. Helen Keller, she could see. She was a seer in the spirit. She wasn't. I feel that wind. It's a windy spirit. Yeah, she was not missing out on encounter. Probably had better encounters than a lot of you did. And she didn't have her natural senses, but she had her supernatural senses in those realms. And so don't limit other people just because you see, maybe it's for their benefit, energy transfers. I love the Christ who went around healing everyone who had faith to be healed, he healed, I don't necessarily live in a culture where people are up for that. So I'm not saying I don't operate in those gifts. I do where appropriate, but what I'm called to do is speak truth. A simple truth that you are the expression of love and you are a creator and you are one with the Creator, the great Creator. That the Creator paints with the souls of mankind, and that's what I want to finish up on. That's what I was heading to, that other dream. So I'll finish on this. And maybe I'll talk about some of the practical things we're doing with Wise Serpent, maybe I won't. But essentially, I had this encounter in the spiritual realms where I saw the Father presenting himself, manifesting himself to me openly as the great artist. Looked like Salvador Dali, before he chopped his ears off. I knew he was sitting in a chair like this. The great artist. Sitting near a wheat field, and he said, the wheat, he asked me, the Creator will ask you questions that you don't know of, but that's just to create space to be filled with the answer. Sometimes the answer will come through, sometimes it will come through the experience, but it's all, what's coming on the outside is really expressed from the inside, so that's, it's both. What's on the outside is happening within you. So it's always happening within you. Although the experience may be that the answer comes from outside in. In this case, it was like this. However, the kingdom is within. This was happening when my body was sound asleep and I was in a different realm. So he says, what are the wheat? I said, I don't know, Lord. I see the wheat. There's innumerous wheat here, a wheat field, a great wheat field. All this wheat. And he said, the wheat are the souls of mankind. And he grabbed some and gave them to me, or maybe I can't remember exactly. I just remember the outcome and the word that came. I paint with the souls of mankind. And maybe I grabbed a bunch, or maybe he grabbed a bunch, gave it to my hands, but I knew there was a connection with the souls, and the revelation came. I paint, the great Creator. I paint with the souls of mankind. And what a beautiful picture to see your life as a living spiritual art piece. Kind of takes the victimhood out of it a little bit, I think. Softens that victimhood that we have a tendency to go to, which is true. We are victims in many cases, in many contexts, but there is one in you that can never be victimized. There is one in you that is stronger than death. The Creator said, I paint with the souls of mankind, and as I held these in my hand, I went into Technicolor spirals of color, glory, and the feelings and all the emotions, and oh man, the glory. The Technicolor dream code of Joseph, it was like that in a supernatural whirlwind encounter. And I just love that picture of the great artist. So that's commissioned to me in the ministry of the arts, as a minister of the arts at the Wise Serpent group, at Wise Serpent, the vehicle, the brand, whatever. By the way, in the book of Matthew, Jesus said, I'm as wise, no, rather he said, be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves. As I would like to say, be as wise as a devil and as innocent as an angel. Just to throw the mind even deeper into ecstasis. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Yes. Yes and amen to that. As innocent as a dove. Yep, let everything be according to your conscience. Live according to your conscience. It is how the Creator speaks to you. Intuitively, you know what is right and wrong. These laws are written on your heart. You don't need a book. You are the book. Open up. Be still and know. Or get up and go for a walk and know. Just know. Have faith. Live in that knowing. You exist and you're here for a reason. That you have a destiny scroll. You're here for a purpose, a reason. No one has your unique fingerprint. Come on, somebody. So, the Creator, the great artist, is painting through your soul, and you are not just being controlled like a paintbrush and you have no autonomy in this. You are also, as a micro version, also creating. You can literally do a painting. But you are creating with your life. You are co-creating. You are co-writing this script as well. You have great leverage of story. You can create your own reality with Creator, with others. There's co-creation. So things won't always go your way. Otherwise, what you're saying is everything has to go my way, and no one else can have a say. But this is a co-creation, and even the people in negative spirals, if they speak the loudest, they can actually have a lot of impact of negativity in the world. So what's your role? Well, who is the one in you? You're the one spiraling downwards or the one who's spiraling upwards? It's a choice. You are not a robot. You are created in the image of love and of great freedom. Great freedom. So free to, free not to. It's up to you. Free to, free not to. Be led by your conscience. And we have some company here. Hello. Yes, the beast of the field, glory. You have animal skins on you. You are part of this dimension. And having fun in the sun. So I think I'll wrap it up there. A good time to do so. We've had the birds and the bees today, and of course some beautiful company here at the end here. And yep, taking a leak in the tree out there. You gotta love it. There's some, I won't use the S word, I'll use the C word. Holy crap. It's all part of it. It's all part of this dimension, and you can live in delight, spiraling upwards, using all the vocabulary for your benefit and for the glory of the Creator, knowing that you have a pure conscience and that you are in alignment with truth. Or you can be hiding away from your true self and chasing the shadow, chasing the dragon, going spiraling backwards, downwards. But, you know, there's a good version of every sound and every syllable. The word in the beginning is the originator creator, and there's nothing wrong with sounds. And so, you know, you do you. I want to speak that with authority to you, knowing that I have authority from my creator to say and make any sound in freedom that is good and perfect according to my conscience in real time. In one moment it might be this expression, in another it might be this. It's according to the moment, the context of the moment, where it's this or that, okay? So there's no law of you must do this, you can't say this, you must eat this, you mustn't eat this, you know? If it's according to your conscience not to eat bacon, if you feel like that is the right thing to do, don't eat bacon. It is better for you. Don't eat meat. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Do eat this, don't eat it. Just don't put people under your law of your conviction of the way that you feel the Creator is asking you to live. That is not of your business. And so it's none of my business either. You do you. You do you. I trust that the Creator is in you and leading you into all truth, as it is written. The Holy Spirit leads you into all truth. The same small, still voice as you were a child in conscience is with you today. Hasn't gone away. So enjoy your expression. And I'm going to leave it there. Music, art, wisdom. Fun, freedom, family. Teach, preach, perform. Inspire, expand, transform. I mean, these are the stones that the Lord's given me, 12 stones to live my life by, external expressions of the way, the truth, the life. And I'm having fun, really enjoying life. I get to do this, don't have to do this, free to, free not to, not trying to get anywhere, I'm just here. And I just want you to have the best time doing what is uniquely expressive and expansive and in alignment for you. Like what is good for you, that is what is good for everyone. So be supernaturally selfish as you follow your bliss, you cannot miss. Stay in joy and you will fulfill the law. Joy is one of the highest expressions of love that we know. Okay, so enjoy it. Enjoy it. And by faith connect to others and don't fight against others. That's my advice because I've been there, done that. Love one another. Things will go easy for you. Or not. Internally they will be easy. Which really trumps everything that happens on the outside.
The Art of Rebirth. Wiseserpent.com.